My dear child, listen to me for just a moment please. Can I say something sweet to start? Heaven has been quietly speaking your name for hours now. At exactly 3:17 a.m. angels circled above your home. One of them asked why are they still not listening, but Jesus he couldn't stay silent. He answered, this one belongs to me. I'm pleading for them. Please make them see this before it's too late. And you felt something strange in your chest last night, didn't you? As if someone was trying to break through. That wasn't anxiety, that wasn't just your imagination, that was heaven knocking on the door of your soul. Please don't run from this, don't scroll past, don't pretend everything is fine, because there's a serious shift happening behind your back, a dangerous change. This message carries a weight so great that even Archangel Michael left heaven's meeting to deliver it. I'm telling you with a trembling voice, if you leave this now you'll regret it deeply. August 13th is not what you think it is, Jesus said. Warn them, tell them not to take this lightly. Michael insisted. I repeat this exactly. There is troubling news already on its way. If you hear the truth now you still have a chance to stop it. You've never come across a message like this before, because it wasn't meant for everyone, it was written specifically for you. Heaven knows your struggle, heaven knows who deceived you, heaven knows who wished for your failure, and heaven also knows the beautiful plan that was nearly stolen from you. But this word is sent to reclaim what was lost. Before we go deeper, Archangel Michael says, love letter. If your heart is stirring right now, this message will disappear soon, but your miracle is waiting behind that yes. Say yes to God, yes to what was always meant for you, yes to what others tried to block. Now breathe. There's a reason your sleep has been uneasy lately, dreams turning dark, people from your past suddenly appearing, or that constant sense that something big is coming. That's not your mind playing tricks, that's divine preparation. Michael says, this soul has been under spiritual attack, someone has been speaking curses over their name, a woman tied to a bloodline of fear. But Jesus rose to his feet, pointed toward the fire intended for you, and declared, not this one. Let that settle for a moment. You were already meant to lose something this week, but Jesus delayed it, he pushed it back, he gave you one last chance and now here it is in your hands. Please don't turn away, Michael said, you've missed signs before, but not this time. If you ignore this the pain will cut deeper and last longer than you can imagine. This is not a threat, it's a divine warning. Do you understand what August 13th holds? While the world watches fireworks, your own timeline was marked with something darker, a hidden betrayal, a sudden change, a plan to break you, but Michael interceded for your rescue. That's why this is in front of you right now. You're not here by accident, you're not too late, and no, you are not imagining the battle around you. Michael says, look at them. They still don't realize the power they hold. If they did they'd never cry over the one who walked away, never beg anyone to stay, and never question the God who shaped their destiny. Beloved, that's you, the one heaven chose, the one Jesus fought for, the one with 3 days before something irreversible tries to unfold, but you're still here. That means heaven is still working for you. If your chest feels heavy as you read this, that's your soul recognizing truth. Please don't scroll, please don't dismiss this. In exactly 3 days your name will be spoken in a conversation that could determine your future. Jesus knows, Michael has already seen it, and right now your spirit is being prepared for what's next. Thank you for staying with me. You don't realize how much shifted in the spiritual realm the moment you decided to keep reading. Michael is smiling, Jesus is standing guard over you. There's something that happened last week that you weren't told. It involved your name, your face, and someone you once trusted. Michael says, they didn't voice it aloud, but in their heart they cursed your blessing. They saw your light rising, and instead of celebrating they whispered destruction, but heaven blocked it. That's why you are still standing. Now that same person is being visited in dreams, feeling guilt and unrest. They think it's fear, but it's divine consequence, because heaven protects those it chooses, and heaven chose you. This morning before the sun rose, Jesus said your name 3 times, and he whispered, they don't know it yet, but I'm about to bless them through the very hands that tried to destroy them. Michael says, your space must be guarded like a treasure chest, because heaven has marked it for miracles. Every corner, every room, every doorway, they all need to echo light, not shadows. This is not superstition, this is strategy. Darkness lingers where it once found an opening, but when you speak with the authority God gave you, every hidden thing must flee. Walk slowly through your home, open the windows, let light in, whisper the promise that God placed in your spirit years ago, the one you almost forgot, feel it rise again, declare it out loud, only the presence of God dwells here, my walls hold worship, not worry, my air is filled with praise, not fear. Michael says, when you speak this with faith, heaven's angels will stand at every entry like a divine security force, blocking what is not holy from crossing your threshold. But hear this, the cleansing of your home is only the first step. There is also something about your name. In the spirit your name has been spoken in both blessing and curse. Someone from your past tried to attach their words to your future, hoping it would follow you, but heaven has intervened. God says, your name is being rewritten in his book as favored, protected, and chosen. That means the curses lose their grip, and blessings multiply in ways you cannot imagine. Michael saw a scroll in your future, sealed with gold. When it is opened it will contain instructions for the next chapter of your life. The enemy has tried to delay the delivery, but the seal cannot be broken by darkness. Only heaven holds the key, and when it arrives you will know, because the exact prayer you whispered in private will be answered publicly. You may have thought delays were punishment, but God says, delays were protection. What you wanted too soon could have harmed you. What you prayed for had to mature before it was safe to hold. Now the timing has aligned, now heaven's calendar has your name highlighted. Even your disappointments were secretly scheduled to make room for something better. Michael says, there is still one thing you must do before this shift fully arrives. You must release the last piece of bitterness still hiding in your heart. Yes, the betrayal cut deep. Yes, the abandonment felt final, but holding on to it gives darkness a small corner to hide in. Let it go completely. Say their name if you have to and release them to God. This isn't about excusing them, it's about freeing yourself. Because when August 13th comes, the spiritual gate will not just swing open, it will lock behind you so nothing from your past can follow you in. This is your Red Sea moment, your final step out of captivity into freedom, and the only way forward is with an unchained heart. God says, I have prepared a table for you where you were once ignored. I have set a seat for you in the presence of those who doubted you. And when you sit they will see the crown I placed on your head, not because of their approval but because of my promise. Michael reminds you, watch your dreams over the next few nights. They will carry clues, some will be gentle warnings, some will be confirmations. Write them down, pray over them. Even a small image could be a divine code meant only for you. There is also a vision of a key being handed to you. It may come as an opportunity, a conversation, or even a sudden idea, but recognize it when it appears. It's the access point to the new chapter. the enemy will try to make it seem too risky or too small, but God says, it's the seed of something greater. And in these final days before the shift, you may feel more spiritual resistance than usual, arguments may try to arise, old fears may resurface. This is the enemy's last attempt to distract you before the release. Do not engage, keep your eyes on the promise, not the problem. Michael says, the elevation is not coming, it has already begun, they are walking in it now even if they cannot see the full height yet. Each day is another step up, and the higher you go the less the noise from below can reach you. So tonight light that candle, walk your space, speak the cleansing, release the bitterness, stand under heaven's open gate, and say yes again. Because this is not the end of the message, it's the beginning of the fulfillment, and when the scroll arrives, when the gate swings open, when the dream confirms what you've been feeling, you'll know why heaven fought so hard to get this to you today. Michael says, a female jealousy lived in her heart and your name rested too easily on her tongue, she spoke it in rooms you never entered, twisting it into something untrue. At first the words were coated in false sweetness, but underneath they carried venom. She thought no one would hear, but heaven always hears. Jesus caught every syllable, and Michael marked each one like arrows aimed at your path. That's why you felt that sudden heaviness, why the joy in your day dimmed for no reason. It was not your imagination, it was interference, the kind meant to keep you from stepping into the very promise God is sending you. God says, I will not let this curse stand, the words formed against you are already being reversed, they will not find their target, they will return to the sender, but not to harm them, only to strip them of the power they tried to hold over you. Michael says, the breaking has already begun, somewhere in the unseen, those arrows are snapping one by one, that's why you've been feeling moments of unexpected relief, tiny bursts of light in the middle of the shadows, those are signs that heaven's hand is moving faster than the attack. But here is what you must understand, this is not the first time they have done this. In quiet moments when envy rose in them like a tide, they spoke small curses without even knowing they were speaking curses. They wrapped their jealousy in casual jokes, in little digs, in half-truths that made others see you differently. God says, I shielded you before, but now I am removing the mask completely. By the time August 13th arrives, you will see them in full light. Michael says, you have to decide now, will you stay connected to someone I am clearly pulling away from you? Will you allow their seat to remain in your life after heaven has ordered it vacant? This is why the timing matters, this is why the warnings have grown louder. Heaven is not trying to take from you, heaven is trying to protect the sacred thing you carry. There is a destiny in you that cannot be nurtured in the presence of hidden enemies. You have felt this before, the strange quiet between you, the way they avoided looking in your eyes when you spoke about your dreams, the subtle ways they changed the subject when you talked about blessings. That was not random, Michael says, it was your spirit sounding the alarm before your mind had the evidence, and now the evidence is coming. God says, when the moment comes I will give you the strength to walk away without guilt. Do not wait for an apology that will never come. Do not hold on to the hope that they will become who you wished they were. Your healing cannot depend on their change. This will not be easy, but it will be holy, and in the space they leave behind I will plant something that grows into a blessing so large, you will not remember the loss with pain, only with gratitude. Michael says, the blessing is already on its way. In fact it is moving in your direction faster because of your obedience in this moment. But here's the truth, if you hesitate, if you keep holding on to what I am removing, the blessing will have no place to land. That is why your discernment matters now more than ever. Trust the weight in your chest when you think of them. Trust the silence from heaven when you try to pray for their place in your life to remain. Those are not coincidences, those are instructions. Now hear this, there is also restoration coming. What was stolen from you by their words will be returned sevenfold. The opportunities they quietly sabotaged will begin to reappear, but in better form. The relationships they tried to poison will either heal or be replaced by stronger ones. The doubt they planted in others about you will wither, and in its place truth will rise like the morning sun. God says, I am your defender, you will not have to prove yourself. I will speak for you in rooms you cannot enter. I will open the mouths of witnesses you did not know were listening. And as for the curse, Michael says, it is already cancelled. Heaven's decree overrides every word they spoke. Even now angels are walking the path ahead of you, removing every thorn they tried to hide. This is why the enemy is restless. This is why strange things have been happening around you, misplaced items, interrupted sleep, sudden arguments over nothing. Those were distractions meant to pull you from this exact message. But you stayed, you listened, and because of that you have stepped into a shield that cannot be broken. God says, I am sealing this with my promise. From this moment forward no word spoken in malice against you will take root, it will die before it reaches you. I will guard your mind so the lies cannot settle, I will guard your steps so the traps cannot catch you, and I will guard your heart so bitterness cannot take hold. You are being lifted now, higher than the reach of the one who wished you harm. Michael says, this is your turning point, remember it, mark this date, because when the blessing arrives, and it will arrive sooner than you expect, you will trace it back to this choice, this moment when you decided to trust the warning and walk in obedience. You are not leaving empty-handed, you are leaving with the keys to a new chapter, and in that chapter your peace will be unshakable, your joy undeniable, and your protection unbreakable. Family members who lost their way will step through that threshold and begin crying for no reason. Why? Because the atmosphere will be so charged with God's presence that even the hardest hearts will feel it. God says, this house will be a place where chains fall without anyone touching them, where prayers are answered before they're even spoken, where peace becomes the air you breathe. And Michael says, this is why the battle for your stability has been so fierce. The enemy knows that once you're established here every attack against your family line breaks forever. You've thought the delays were just bad timing, but heaven reveals they were divine preparation. Every setback was a blueprint adjustment, making sure the foundation was strong enough to hold the blessings about to be placed on it. That's why certain moves didn't happen when you wanted them to. That's why some opportunities felt stolen. They weren't stolen, they were being restructured so they could not be stolen later. God says, I'm not giving you something temporary, I'm giving you something that will outlast you, something your children's children will thank you for. Michael leans closer now, his voice almost a whisper. There is a key coming into your possession. It may not look like much at first, a literal key, a document, or even a conversation, but this will be the marker that your new season has officially begun. Don't dismiss it, it will be small in your hands, but massive in the spirit realm, and this key, it won't just unlock a door in the natural, it will unlock favor you didn't know was possible, relationships will shift, finances will multiply, health will stabilize, peace will become your default setting. God says, mark my words, the same people who laughed at your faith will ask to learn from it, the same voices that called you unrealistic will seek your counsel, and when they do, remember the pain, remember the nights you prayed without an answer, remember, so you can teach them that I was always there, even when it looked silent. Michael adds, this is not just about you receiving, this is about you becoming a vessel. That's why your blessings will be bigger than you need, because they were designed to overflow. But there is still one more thing you must prepare for, the visitor. Heaven has already scheduled someone to cross your path, someone carrying information or an opportunity that will connect directly to your calling. They might look ordinary, but the weight of their presence will feel different. You'll notice it. God says, when they arrive, don't hesitate, offer them kindness, speak truth, and listen with your spirit. They are a piece of the puzzle you've been waiting to find. Michael warns, the enemy will try to send a counterfeit first, someone with the right words but the wrong spirit. You will know the difference because the counterfeit will demand, but the divine connection will give freely. This moment will test your discernment, but you were born for it. You will recognize the real one because their words will confirm what heaven has already whispered to you in prayer. And as this unfolds, don't forget what's been promised about August. That date is still a turning point, the sign will still come. But now heaven adds an extra layer before that date. Begin walking through your current home and blessing every room. Speak over it. I prepare this space for the next season. I release anything that doesn't serve my destiny. I make room for divine provision, God says. As you do this, angels will begin aligning resources and opportunities without your effort. You will simply be positioned. There will be a moment soon when you look around and realize nothing feels heavy anymore. That's the proof the shift has happened. The financial doors Michael spoke of, they'll open wider than you expect. The relationship clarity, it will arrive without you chasing it. The new home, it will appear at the exact moment you are truly ready to carry its assignment. And when you step inside for the first time, you will feel a rush of peace so deep you'll know without a doubt that every delay was worth it. Michael says, stay steady now, the war for your destiny is in its final stage, and victory is already written. Don't trade your crown for crumbs, don't settle for almost when heaven has promised you complete. God says, this is your season to see what I meant when I called you chosen. I have not forgotten, I have not delayed, I have only prepared. So breathe, stand tall, and watch the next chapter write itself in blessings, for what's coming is not just a gift, it's the fulfillment of every hidden promise, every whispered prayer, and every quiet moment you chose faith over fear. The door is opening, and this time it will never close. A blessing heaven approved, but someone intercepted it before it reached your hands. They disguised it, redirected it, and made it look like it was never meant for you. They even convinced themselves they were doing the right thing. But Michael says, the seal on that gift was never removed. That means it still carries your name, your spirit code, your divine signature. Right now angels are moving to recover what was stolen. I see them lifting something out of a dark place, shaking off dust, and carrying it toward you. This is not just symbolic, it is real, and when it arrives it will feel strangely familiar, as if your soul recognizes it instantly, because deep down you have been waiting for it your whole life. God says, the delay was not denial, I hid it for a season so it could not be corrupted. Now the timing is perfect. You will not need to beg for it, you will not need to fight for it the way you fought for other things. It will come to you naturally, almost effortlessly, like a missing piece sliding into place. But here's what heaven needs from you: release the image of how you thought it would arrive. If you keep expecting it to show up in one specific way, you might overlook it standing right in front of you. Michael says, Your gift may come through an unexpected person, a surprising location, or even disguised as a small opportunity, but once you step into it, the blessing will unfold far beyond what you imagined. There is also something else. Alongside this gift is a letter, not a physical envelope, but a divine communication meant to answer a question you've been asking in silence. You will hear it in prayer, in a dream, or in the stillness before you wake. It will confirm something you were never completely sure about, and when you receive it you will feel an unshakable peace, the kind that tells you heaven has already gone before you. God says, "I am restoring what was taken, but I am also multiplying it. You will not just receive what you lost, you will receive more than you ever had. This is payback, this is justice, and this is why the attacks have been so heavy." The enemy knew restoration was coming and tried to exhaust you before it arrived. Michael shows me an image of a door with two locks. One is already open, but the other requires your agreement. That agreement is your faith, not faith in what you see, but in what you know to be true in your spirit. Speak this aloud now. I align with heaven's timing, I release all resistance, I welcome my promised gift, and I trust the path it takes to reach me. As you speak those words, I see angels placing keys in your hands. These are not ordinary keys, they unlock more than one area of your life: a relationship door, a financial door, a healing door, each one connected to the other so that when one opens the rest begin to follow. And listen, there will be a moment very soon when you are offered something that seems small, almost insignificant. Do not dismiss it. This is the doorway to the larger blessing. Michael says, "Tell them not to judge the package by its size. Inside it is the very thing they prayed for." There's a warning too. The same person who intercepted your blessing before will sense when it starts moving toward you again. They may reach out pretending to help, offering advice, or trying to be there for you. Be polite, but do not let them speak into your decisions. Their words once blocked your timeline, and if you let them in again, the delay could return. God says, "Guard your gates, your ears, your heart, your home. Only allow voices that align with my promise." In the coming weeks, signs will increase, dreams will become more vivid, random conversations will echo things you've been thinking privately, documents, numbers, or locations will repeat themselves until you realize they're part of your path. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. Follow them. Michael says, "This is the final retrieval mission for what belongs to you. We have waited for you to be strong enough to carry it without fear, and now you are." Before you sleep tonight, take a moment to thank heaven in advance. Whisper gratitude for a blessing you haven't even touched yet, because in the spiritual realm it's already yours. That thankfulness will act like a magnet pulling the gift closer into your reality. And when it comes, whether in a week, a month, or sooner, you will know, the air will feel different, your spirit will settle, and you'll remember this moment, the day heaven told you it was on its way back. Michael says, "Tell them when it arrives they must hold it with open hands, never fear losing it again, because this time no curse, no lie, no betrayal can take it away, it is sealed in divine protection. Whoever chooses to bless you in this season will themselves be blessed," says God. "And those who move against you will be removed without warning." Archangel Michael says, "The weight that pressed against your destiny is being lifted now, the hands that tried to close your door are losing their grip, the chains of delay are snapping one by one. You may have felt the heaviness, those restless nights, the sudden waves of doubt, but they were not signs of defeat, they were the final tremors before the release. Heaven has already signed off on your name. You've been shifted from waiting in the shadows to stepping into the light, and that light will not fade. Right now there are conversations happening about you in places you've never entered. People are feeling drawn to help you without fully understanding why. Michael says, "This is divine orchestration. The room you feared you'd never walk into will soon open, and you won't just enter, you'll be received as if you were expected all along. The blessing is not coming empty, it arrives carrying restoration and repayment. That financial opportunity, yes, the one that slipped away, will be presented again, but this time with better terms, better timing, and the backing of heaven. And that personal connection you thought had closed for good, watch as the air changes, a message, an invitation, or a simple gesture will come, not to repeat the past, but to fulfill what was left unfinished." God says, "The delay is over because your faith has crossed the threshold. I withheld nothing from you, I simply kept it safe until the time was right, and now, child, the time is right. Stay alert because not every knock on your door is meant to be answered. There are still those who would rather see you distracted than blessed. They'll bring up old hurts, try to reopen wounds, or tempt you to defend what heaven has already vindicated. Do not give them that power." Michael warns, "This is not the hour to bleed, this is the hour to build, and your building begins in the unseen, first in your mind, in your words, and in what you believe will happen next. Speak as if it's already here, declare my gift is restored, my name is rising, my path is straight, I walk in divine order, I expect the miraculous. I don't beg, I receive. Speak it again until your spirit feels it." Tonight, before you close your eyes, write down every single thing you once thought was lost: money, peace, opportunities, relationships, dignity. Make the list complete, then draw a line beneath it, and write "restored by heaven, replaced by better." When you do this, you are not just writing words, you are releasing a spiritual command. Angels respond to faith expressed with certainty. Remember, you were never just a survivor, you are one of the marked ones, chosen, guarded, lifted higher, even when others assumed you'd been left behind, and now the evidence will be undeniable. Those who doubted, those who whispered, those who tried to block your rise, will watch from a distance, as heaven publicly honors you. Michael says, "Let them see, let them wonder, but do not let them in." This elevation is not for everyone. You are being called to higher ground, where the view is clearer, the air lighter, and the blessings cannot be mistaken. This shift is not random, it began the moment your old chapter closed. What felt like an ending, was in truth a gate swinging open to destiny. And now the wind is at your back. Jesus says, no more being overlooked, no more delay. The oil on your name cannot be hidden, behind the scenes alliances are forming, doors are unlocking, and paths are clearing. The very people who once ignored your presence, will soon call your name with respect. Offers that were withdrawn, will be reinstated, decisions made against you will be overturned. Michael whispers, your faith has triggered the final anointing. This is the moment where every element seen and unseen aligns in your favor. Your name is being prepared for public honor, your story is being written into rooms where influence flows. You won't have to fight for recognition, it will find you. God says, when they bless you I will bless them, when they curse you I will remove them. And that removal will be so swift, so decisive, that you will know it was not by human hands. You are stepping into the season where what was delayed will be delivered with interest, where the thief returns what was stolen multiplied, where the tear you thought would never dry is replaced by joy that cannot be shaken. Michael stands beside you now, sword lowered in victory, saying it is done, walk forward, do not look back. The blessing is moving, and so must you. Michael says, stop searching for confirmation outside, when heaven already placed it inside you. The reason doors have been opening lately is not luck, it's alignment. The reason certain people can't look you in the eyes anymore is because they see the light that exposes what they tried to keep hidden. You are not waiting for permission anymore, the throne has already stamped your name on the scroll of destiny, walk in it. God says, every place that once rejected you will soon call for you, not because you changed to fit them, but because you stayed true to who I made you. You will notice invitations, opportunities, and moments that seem too perfectly timed to be coincidence. They aren't random, they are divine summons. You are being pulled into position. Michael says, the enemy will try to make you doubt this shift, whispering lies about your worth, your past, or your readiness. But those whispers can't hold weight anymore, because the version of you they're trying to reach no longer exists. You have been transformed in the fire, you have been refined in the waiting, what once broke you has now built you, and your scars are proof that you cannot be undone. There will be nights in this season when you feel an unexplained urgency, like something is moving in the unseen. That's because it is, angels are working assignments with your name on them. You may wake with sudden clarity about what to do next, you may feel drawn to speak to someone, write something, start something new. Follow it without hesitation, because in this season hesitation costs destiny. God says, your voice carries an oil now, your words will heal, your presence will shift rooms without you forcing it, you no longer need to push, the anointing on you will pull. And with that pulling comes responsibility to guard your energy, to guard your time, to protect what heaven has entrusted to you. Not everyone can have access anymore, not everyone can go where you are going. Michael says, some will call you distant, let them, you are not cold, you are consecrated. You are preserving your spirit for the battles and blessings ahead. This is the part where you start seeing what God meant when He said, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. Restoration is not just getting back what was stolen, it's receiving better than what you lost. There will be moments that feel like déjà vu, walking into a place you dreamed of, hearing words you once begged for, holding things you once thought were gone forever. But you will notice something different, peace. Not the fragile peace you used to fight to keep, but a peace so steady it silences fear before it starts. God says, you are entering a season where I am not only answering your prayers but exceeding them, and I am doing it publicly, so that those who doubted you will witness my hand on your life. But don't waste time proving them wrong, let your fruit speak, let your joy be the evidence. Michael says, the tests you've endured have qualified you for rooms where false confidence can't survive, you carry authenticity, and authenticity will always outlast performance. That's why your rise cannot be stopped, it's not built on applause, it's built on assignment. In the coming weeks, expect divine disruptions, plans rearranged for better outcomes, sudden redirections that protect you from unseen traps, connections you didn't seek but can't deny are meant for you. These are heaven's fingerprints moving you exactly where you need to be. God says, don't fear the unfamiliar, you prayed for change, and change will always feel uncomfortable before it feels natural. Trust me in the stretch, you will find yourself doing things you once thought you weren't ready for. That's because you are stepping into the you I always saw, not the you shaped by doubt, but the you shaped by destiny. Michael says, mark this moment, this is the line where your story turns, this is the chapter they will point to years from now and say, that's when everything shifted for them. You are stepping into promises that were delayed but not denied, even your silence will speak now, people will feel your growth without you having to announce it. You'll notice fewer explanations, fewer defenses, because you finally understand that you are not for everyone, and that is the point. Heaven didn't build you for the crowd, it built you for the calling. God says, stay steady, the same faith that brought you here will carry you further than you imagined. Keep your eyes on me, not the noise around you. For what I am about to release will not just change your life, it will ripple through generations after you. And as you read this, know that you are not just preparing for the blessing, you are already in it. You are living in answered prayers disguised as ordinary days. Pay attention, the signs are already here. Michael says, tell them this is not the end of the message, it's the beginning of the manifestation. What they have believed for is now unfolding in real time, their hands will hold what their heart carried in secret. And beloved, you are that carrier, you are the sign, you are the proof, you are heaven's living letter, and the world is about to read you. And when you say those words, I was expecting you, heaven will echo them back. Because this isn't luck, this isn't coincidence, this is alignment. Every delay, every detour, every sleepless night, was only bending your path toward this exact intersection of destiny. You didn't miss it, you didn't lose it, you simply matured into it. Michael says, you'll feel the air around you shift, some days it will feel almost too quiet, don't mistake that for nothing happening. That stillness is the sound of divine order settling in, pieces moving without your hand touching them, hearts softening toward you without your words persuading them, doors unlocking without you knocking. You will notice that the things that once triggered your fear will now make you smile. What once would have sent you running will now have you standing tall. That is the mark of transformation, when your reaction changes before the situation does. There's a new authority in your voice now, even when you whisper, people will lean in without knowing why. That's because your spirit has been rewired for impact, you won't just speak hope, you'll carry it, you won't just tell your testimony, you'll embody it. The miracle will walk into the room when you do. And here's the part most will not see, heaven has already reassigned angels to your name. They will walk with you into every conversation, every meeting, every step you take from this day forward. Where others see coincidence, you'll know it's covenant. In the coming weeks, watch for the holy interruptions, plans that shift without warning, invitations that seem random but lead to life-changing encounters, numbers, colors, and symbols that follow you. These are not distractions, they're coordinates. God is showing you how to navigate without striving, how to arrive without forcing. Michael says, tell them they are walking into the season of easy yokes. This doesn't mean no work, it means no wasted work. Every seed you plant now will grow in multiplied measure, every conversation will bear fruit, every prayer will have an answer, whether in sight or in seed form. You are stepping into the life your old self wouldn't have believed was possible. And yet you will walk into it naturally without fear, because your soul has already been living there in faith. That's the secret, Faith always arrives before the feet do. From here on your story becomes a signal, not just to bless you but to awaken others. They will see your rise, and remember their own promises. They will hear your testimony, and start believing for themselves again. You are becoming the living proof that God still keeps His word. So lift your head, beloved, the proof is not coming, it's here. Every heartbeat, every breath, every step forward, is a witness to heaven's goodness. You've waited long enough, you've carried the weight long enough. Now the crown is yours, wear it with grace, walk with fire, speak with truth, and never again doubt whose child you are. Amen.